So good morning everyone, thanks a lot for being here. So as Lina introduced, my name is Hoang and I'm a PhD candidate from BI Norwegian Business School. Today I will present a joint work with Professor Clemens Knudfeller and Luke Wolof from BI and Professor Arana Krishna from the University of Michigan. As you can see from the title of my presentation, in this project we look at how product smartness can influence people's sharing behavior. And when we talk about sharing, I guess that many of you here would immediately think about the sharing economies. And it's true that nowadays people can share almost everything on peer-to-peer sharing platform, such as they can share their transportation, their clothes, their electronic gadgets, sport equipment, and all kind of accessories. So sharing in terms of the sharing economy is a great business opportunity. And users of these sharing services reported that they believe sharing makes their life more convenient, more affordable, and also more fun. However, actually sharing economy is a very small part of the sharing behaviors. And at a larger scale, sharing helps reduce societal problems such as poverty, pollution, or overconsumption. Sharing also helps preserve our resources for longer, and it helps foster our communities. So sharing, whether it is in a social context or in the context of the sharing economy, can have great benefits. But surprisingly, not everyone is willing to share. Take the sharing economy as an example. Among the 44% of American customers who knows about the sharing economy, only 19% actually engage in the sharing economy, and we can expect even lower number of customers who participate in the sharing economy as a provider of this service in this business model. So why are people so hesitant to share their product with others? Prior research in marketing has tried to uncover the reasons why people do not want to share. And so one of the most important reasons is that people are concerned that their product may be physically damaged or physically contaminated by the use of other users. And another reason is that people may consider their product as scarce resources that they constantly need. And if they share, they may miss something that they might have enjoyed. So these three barriers to the sharing behaviors has been quite common, and it can be applied to many, to all car products. But as you know, not all products are the same, and people do not always treat products as insensible artifacts. Sometimes people can develop very sociable relationship with their product, as if the product can think and feel like humans. And on the slide here is a real story about a man getting married to his own smartphone. So, of course, it is a very extreme example of how people can treat product in social way, or can see that product can act and feel like humans. But we have a lot more other examples. For example, a user of Roomba described this vacuum cleaner as he's refined. He knows what he's doing. Or another example is Blue musician B.B. King sang about his own guitar. Sometimes when Blue seems like Lucille tries to help me call my name. And in the last example is like a user talk about his robot dog as I care about him as pal, not as a cool piece of technology. So indeed, prior research in the field of social psychology has clearly demonstrated that people very often attribute human-like thoughts and feelings to inanimate products. So we're even more likely to do so when product has smart features or autonomous features. In social psychology, this phenomenon has a name, and we call it mind attribution. So basically, when we attribute a mind to a product, we believe that the product can think and feel like humans, and therefore we may develop very social relationship with the product. And in our research, we argue that this phenomenon has a consequence on people's sharing behavior. Specifically, we propose that when people attribute a mind to their product, they will be less likely to share the product with others, because they may believe that the product, as they are smart, they can learn and adapt to the behaviors of other users. And in order to test this proposition, we conduct a series of experiments. And in our experiments, we have, in each of the experiments, we have at least two important stages. In the first stage, we manipulate the participant attribution of mind to a consumer product. So here, half of the participants will be made to believe that the product they interact with have high mental capability, while the other half believe that the product has low mental capabilities. And then in the second stage, we measure the participants' sharing behavior regarding the product, and we compare that behavior across the two experimental conditions. For example, in the first study that we conduct in the lab at BI, we asked the participant to talk to Siri on the iPad in the first stage. The participant in the control condition asked Siri questions that generate very predictable answer. For example, what is 10 divided by 2? But the participant in the attribution condition instead asked Siri questions that generate very unpredictable answer. For example, what is 10 divided by 0? And Siri will answer something like, don't ask me to divide anything by 0 because it is like growing a third arm. So Siri may answer in a very unpredictable way, and people tend, when Siri behaves in an unpredictable way, people will tend to believe that Siri can think by itself and it has its own mind. So this is how we manipulate my attribution to a Siri, to Siri in the iPad in the first stage, and then in the second stage we ask the participants to indicate their willingness to share iPad with others in a social setting. We found that my attribution, as expected, significantly reduced sharing intention. And we replicate these findings in the second study on an online American sample. And here, when participants believe that their car has a mind like humans, they will be less likely to rent out the car on peer-to-peer car sharing website. So in the first two studies, we use products that for sure already have some smart or autonomous features. In the third study, we use a very simple product, a pencil, in order to see whether we can actually attribute a mind to even a product without any autonomous features. We ran this study in an American business school, and in the first stage, we gave the participant a pencil and a letter presumably sent out to them from the producer of the pencil. The pencil in the control and attribution condition is the same, but the letter in the control condition describes the pencil as just a tool, while the letter in the attribution condition describes the pencil as a social companion. So by using a very simple marketing message, we successfully manipulate different levels of attribution to a pencil, and we found that participants indeed less likely to actually share the pencil in the lab. So as you can see, like these three studies together establish a robust effect of attribution on people sharing behavior. In the last three studies, we try to demonstrate the mechanism underlying this effect, and we like using different experimental design here in order to show that a concern about product easily adapting to the potentially suboptimal characteristics of other users is the main driver of the effect of sharing. So for the benefit of time, I would not be able to go into details of this study, but trust me, we have tried to use many different experimental designs to establish this mechanism. So now let me just summarize our findings. Across the 6 experiments, we showed that attribution impedes sharing behavior in different social and transactional settings. We demonstrate that this happened because people are concerned that their product may easily adapt to the behaviors of other users. We use different products, and we show that this happens when people perceive the product to have real smart features, and even when product doesn't have real smart features but are believed to be smart. In another study that I do not discuss in detail here, we found that designing a product that looks like humans would not necessarily make people attribute a mind to the product, so it also doesn't change people sharing behavior. People would only share less when they believe the product that they have can actually think like a human, and not when they think not when products just simply look like humans. So our findings have multiple implications to manufacturers and developers of different sharing models. For example, adding smart features to product could be a good way to reduce sharing and therefore increasing product sales. However, if consumers intend to purchase product for shared use, for example, a second house for renting out, or like furniture in the living room, adding smart features to product can actually backfire. So it's very important for marketeers to understand exactly what is the usage intention of their customer in order to guide product design and marketing communication. A second implication that I want to share is relevant to the developer of different sharing models. So as you can expect, our future product will become even smarter. According to a recent report by Deloitte Consulting Company, artificial intelligence will be one of the 8 most important tech trends in 2019. So as our product becoming smarter, we may expect that the peer-to-peer sharing model may not survive, and people may actually go back to the traditional product model. On the other hand, our research shows that the main reasons why people do not want to share smart product on peer-to-peer sharing platform is because they're concerned that the product may adapt to suboptimal characteristics of other users. So, each developer of different sharing model may facilitate more interaction and more communication among users of their platform. They may actually overcome this impediment to sharing and finally facilitate the sharing economy. The very final thought that I would like to share is that that we are living in a technologically driven landscape, and we can observe that there are 2 big technological innovations in the market nowadays. On the one hand, the sharing economy, and on the other hand, product smartness. And our research may actually suggest that these 2 technological innovations may not coexist. Because product smartness may induce sharing behaviors. So I hope that after this presentation, with the knowledge that we provide, marketeers like you in this room can come up with some business solution in order to make these 2 innovations work well together and bring out benefits to your businesses, to consumers and society at large. Thank you.